the PB-2000, not the 1000, the 2000. SVS's 12-inch, 500 watt RMS powered subwoofer. Let's pull it out from its home. 65 pounds. Probably the biggest 12-inch sub I've ever used or touched. 12-inch sub. Nerf dart. Damn it. Now, the back of this unit, let me rotate it a bit, is, well, basic is what it is. We've got a squeaky chair, frequency crossover, phase, and max gain. It also has RCA ins and outs, which will help if you're going to do powered monitors or if you're passing through to another sub that's right next to it, that's fine. Power switch, it's actually got a 12 volt trigger. Actually, it's a 3 to 12 volt trigger, A or DC. AC or DC. And Sledge technology, 1100, I think, peak watts. Basic, very basic back here. Let's swing it around and take off this metal. Come on. This, by the way, totally using it in the zombie apocalypse. I'm just gonna strap this on right here and go to town. This is a very impressive thing. Almost as impressive as that. Woo-hoo-hoo. So here we have a 12-inch large surround driver and a 4-inch port. How deep is the port, you ask? Way deep. Flared, nice big flare, and I haven't noticed any port chuffing from this while I've used it. And I'm using it in this room. And this room is my small room, my intimate room. And there's a reason it's in here and not in here. Well, two reasons. One, it's very good in here for intimate, delicate things. And Chewbacca likes the rhythmic sub to sleep on, right? Yeah, good girl. She won't be bothering me in this review. Good. Now, the power indicator is here on the front. And of course, it goes blue when it's active and red when it's inactive. And I want to blow my brains out. I would suggest if you're going to put this in a proper home theater and you're going to have these anywhere they're visible, you just cover that. Get a magic marker, go nuts. Because the blue, I fucking hate blue. But that's fine. That's fine. Blue's fine for now. I'll leave the grill off. If you don't have children or dogs or cats or anything that's going to destroy that, you can leave the grill off as well. Now, I've got it hooked up. Let me tell you how this is hooked up. Oh, in case you haven't noticed, I am sort of using my... It's not binaural, it's stereophonic recorder. I've been taught that this is not binaural, it's stereophonic. My XDA2 there, my Emotiva amp, my Emotiva DAC has XLR outputs and RCA outputs. And the XLR outputs are going to this Emotiva Control Freak and then to the Behringer A500, which are then feeding these Yamaha 601s. And the RCA outputs of my Emotiva are coming down here and then going to this Emotiva Control Freak, because if you're a control freak, you got to have two, and then feeding the inputs in the sub. And that is so that I can simply twist knobs to adjust the level of the monitors and the level of the subwoofer. Now, where I set the gain on this will determine the maximum amount I'm allowed to turn this on. And in this room, and please trust me on this, you cannot use this sub to its maximum gain. Things will just fall. All things will fall. So we're going to avoid that. And I'm going to continue cleaning up the room like I've been doing for 2 hours to get this done. I've got the gain currently set at 5/8. The phase is, actually it's reversed fully at 180 degrees. And I've got the crossover set somewhere around 90 for these Yamahas. Because it is just full gain. There's nothing cutting off those Yamahas and there's nothing, well, the high pass is built into this. Obviously, I just showed it to you. Now, once you've talked about a sub, like here it is, you've seen it, all you got left to do is listen to it. So let's listen to it. Now, I'm not sure which songs are going to be good or bad or get me pulled. I may have to re-edit this video, but we're just going to run through a playlist because I need to. All right, right, sub down. So this is a sub control. This is the amp control. So for the speakers. I'm going to do a little bit of monitoring with this using the Shure 840s. A little sharp, but that's just a recorder being placed here. So that is just the Yamos, and these are very small monitors. These are not, you know, what you'd probably be hooking up with this. And let me get it against the wall, because that actually does matter. I'll have a picture in the description showing how I figured out where to place this, where I actually stacked those boxes right here where I'm sitting currently, and then put the sub on top of it, and then did the sub crawl around the room, everywhere in the room, and there, up off the floor, was where it sounded the best, which is a little weird because it's just right there. And right now,
Sees a call for census. The boss wanna know what's going on. So Joseph and Mary hit the road.
I don't want to play too much. I'm afraid it'll just get me pulled and I'll have to not have any of this cool stuff in there. But yes, you could any sub will bring up the low end of a small speaker. Anything down from an 8-inch Dayton to, well, 15-inch Rhythmic. But you got to find the right sub. People ask, is this sub too big for my room? And the answer is usually no. Usually it's no. Sometimes though, a sub can be too big. This is the 2000, and I think for a room this size, and I think we've got 12 feet between this little alcove and, is it square? Probably 11 feet here. This might be too big for this room. It's moving so much air. And you sit here and it sounds perfectly balanced. I'm sure the microphones are picking up. It sounds great. But I'm turning the gain up on that to the movement I'm seeing to balance it here. It's because it's so powerful. It's almost useless. It needs to be slightly smaller, and then I think I could balance it out. It does go down to 17 hertz though, which is an interesting little aspect. Can I display that with some sort of test? Speaker demo? What do I got? Glitch mob? These are things I know match but don't block. So,
ladies and gentlemen, the glitch mob.
That's just sub. Here, hold on. We'll do speakers a little bit. We'll just bring them up a little bit. Again, control freaks, multiple control freaks, because this is the best thing ever. Very low. We're just feathering in the low end right there. And if I wanted to balance it, and then I could use the digital volume on foobar there to adjust and lower. That thing. I mean, there's a little bit of... Alright, you know what? We're leaving the speakers off. You know they work. I'm just going to turn this up. And when you hear a sub on its own, it's not really a great test. Because a sub on its own almost never sounds good. Like, you ever listen to a song with just a subwoofer and go, wow, that subwoofer was really clean and tight. It always has to be integrated with speakers. Because when you turn this up, yeah, that's vibrating. No, I'm not sure what the microphones are doing. We should probably check that. All right. Wait for it. Yeah, the whole wall is just needs. All right, my light fixtures are fucked up. Keeping in mind, I can only go to about 5/8 gain, and I only had it turned about halfway. If I went full gain and then turn this up, okay, that's no good. Is no bueno. Let's do half gain, and I'll turn this up. The whole room is breathing now. And you're not hearing, the audio is still there. If I walked around with that, actually, you know what? I can walk around with this. My vent needs to be tightened. This is what you'd have to do if you bought one of these subs. You'd have to wander around with it just playing, figuring out where you need to stick glue and tighten screws and put wedges of things. There's just sounds everywhere. Just all the things. All right. I think I've proven the sub works. It even works in this room. If you're delicate with the gain control. If you gotta know when to stop. Any sub works in almost any room as long as you know to go up, up, up. I think I hear it, up, and you stop. As soon as the subwoofer becomes the main focal point of your music setup, probably gotta get better speakers. Now, what I like about the Control Freak setup here, where I have dual Control Freaks, is I could set the bass where it sounds the most natural. Doesn't sound like where everything is vibrating in the room. So I just set it like a little less. Happy point. And now we can fade in the yamos until it sounds right. Let's get it poppin' like it's New Year's Eve. LA got the city on. Alright, now I can stop that song and pick any other song, and it should be balanced. I mean, you probably do 3 or 4 of them. But yeah, they're ooh, FK Twigs. What the hell? 2 weeks? In 2 weeks. Yeah. A little more speaker. A little more speaker. I know it hurts. No port noise at all. You know. None port noise. So, did I use this for my point 1? Yes. Yes, I did. And in this room, which is far bigger than this room, it works. It works well. Surprisingly well for a 12-inch. I've got dual 8s down there, which I use regularly, and I have swapped out the 15 PSA, the 15 PSA, and now the 15 rhythmic. And the 12-inch SVS can do this room justice. Justice Crash. That's her paper, it's not my fault. And if I didn't have the rhythmic to put in that corner, I'd have the SVS in here, and it would have no issue impressing the hell out of all of my guests with the 100-inch screen. Again, this is the sweet spot of my room here. And eventually, I will be able to test against my in-the-works Dayton 15 sealed unit, which I picked up, and just have to glue it together. It's a matter of gluing it. So is it a good home theater sub? Yes. This room is 18 feet this way and 15 feet this way, and then it has the back portion way open to the kitchen and then Nerf guns everywhere. And this room is perfect size for that sub. And this room is slightly too small for that sub, but the rhythmic does not work in here. The SVS works in here. And if you were gonna go for a setup like this, with a room that's, I could probably fit a car in this room. It's a good estimate. Can you fit a car in your room? If you think you could fit a car in your room, you could probably go with the 10-inch version of this. 2 cars in your room, 12-inch version of this. There's 2 cars in here, put 1 car in here. That's how we're going to refer to rooms from now on. How many cars could you fit in your room? I don't know, about 3. Then you need a big sub. Now, SVS on their page has a go dual and save, where they'll sell you this $800 sub and another one for only $700 more. $700 more. And if you do that, I'm a huge proponent of dual subs. Huge. Those little 8s, those Martin Logan 8s you see there, one of them is not enough for that room. 2 of them actually function. And I believe in it. And those are cheap subs too. So if you had dual PB-2000s or dual PB-1000s, I wonder if they offer this for their 1000s as well. Hold on. Because the 1000s are only $500. Higher. Yep, you can go dual and save. They only take about $50 though. So for $950, you can get the 10-inch version of this, 2 of them. And then your question really lies, is the $950 dual 10-inch going to be better than the single 12 or the direct servo rhythmic 15 for $909 or the PSA 15 ported for $950? Because now we're getting into the thing where SVS is the name. They are the name for subwoofers. That's it. You work up, you got these other brands, then you have SVS. And their products work. They work. In most situations, they work. Now, other subs I've done, they have their niche. They're made in America, or they've got more power, or they're just fucking huge. SVS will do that too. Let's see, subwoofers. Let's go to their most insane thing. Where is it? $2,000 for the PB-2000 Ultra. Triple port, I think it's a 13.5-inch custom front firing insanity. 1,000-watt continuous insanity. Go dual and save. Don't go dual with that, alright? Yes, go dual with it, but only if you own an actual movie theater. I'd love to run a movie theater and just have all these companies sponsor it. You know, sound subs by SVS, speakers by Power Sound Audio, amps by Emotiva. Oh God, I get the shivers. Maybe I'll start a Patreon to buy a movie theater. You can't just be out of my video, can you? Didn't think so. Well, anyway, let's do one more little. I'll do one more little treat sweep test for you guys. Where is it? I have a sweep test. Oh God, cat. Ooh, sine bursts. No one wants to hear that. Yes. And I'll have it repeat this track. For love of God, make sure it's down. Now this is going to be speakers first. All the things on my desk are vibrating. Okay. Where's the sweep? Here you go. Low frequency sweep. I'm rattling one of the, I can tell what that is. It's a 5-way binding post in the back of one of these speakers is just vibrating. Oh my Lord. Oh God. Chewbacca doesn't care. You care? Cats sell subwoofers. Take it. All right. So SVS PB-2000. Enough for a big room. For goddamn sure. A little bit too much for this room. But my cat seems to like it either way. Check it out. I'm hoping to get, oh, by the way, I may check their Ultra series out. speakers. I have the primes inside. I got to talk about those. May check their ultras out. And maybe, who knows, if people buy these subwoofers, I might get a bigger one to test from them. PB-2000. Like peanut butter and jelly.